Hi Cancer, and welcome to your January 2021 mid-month love reading. My name is Gemstone and I will be doing your reading for you. I hope you're doing well. If you feel called, please let us know in the comments down below. We care how you're doing. And I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. Oh wow. Thank you for asking. All right, so if you haven't watched the January 2021 general guidance readings that I've done in the earlier part of this month, I will put a note around 2 minutes for that reading. The reason I'm drawing your attention to it is one, because I never do, and I should start. But two, the format of that video will be the format of the video that we're doing here, or this reading, where we're going to look at the energy that you're coming out of romantically with one tarot card. We're going to look at the energy that you're coming out of, the emotion that you're coming out of romantically, as well as the situation, and then we're going to look at the energy that you're moving into. We understand that time is a construct here, but we're going to use the past 365 days as a barometer, well, as a point of reflection. Let's say that. We're going to use it as a point of reflection. Down in the description box below, you can find something my guides have told me are called taroscopes. They've guided me to that name. I thought it was super cute. A taroscope is a tarot horoscope. What I do in order to connect with your energy is a meditation, and in the meditation I receive downloads. Cards come out sometimes. Cards come out. That information, those messages I put down in the description box below in the form of a horoscope that are now called taroscopes. If it ever correlates, obviously I will mention it, but if not, you can look down to the inception that is the reading within a reading in the description box below. All right, Cancer, let's look at the emotion. Let's look at the energy that you're coming out of romantically. Let's look at, I forgot to turn on my little clock or put the battery in it. What energy are we coming out of romantically? The Ace of Wands with the King of Cups at the bottom. This is giving me the vibe that some of you have left a relationship with someone that you may have found to be nope, this feels like you. It feels like you left something. You left a relationship. You left a relationship. That's what I'm feeling. And I feel the reason why you left the relationship was because there was a lack of emotion, as well as your focus on accumulating some form of material stability. To others, you may have started a relationship, and it feels practical, to be honest. This feels like you. This feels like you. This feels like you. And it feels like you, the King generally represents a masculine energy. It feels like you in a more decisive space with your emotions. I feel a more sense of stability here. For both situations, you leaving a situation and you entering one, it feels stable. The one that is entering a relationship is on the basis of a practical matter. And the question that I have for those is if that is something that both parties, so you and the other person that you're in the relationship with, or if it's a polygamous relationship, but if you and the other person or people, it's like, why am I feeling that need to say people? Maybe it's more than one person, are aware that this is a more practical, a practical take on a relationship and less about emotions. Because I feel with you in this state, being more practical, being more emotionally decisive, which honestly feels like an oxymoron. I feel like that is an issue to the other person that they are not letting you know at this time, because I feel like it's an issue that is building. It's building resentment on the other end. That's what I feel. Let's see what emotion you're coming out of. Let's see what emotion you are coming out of. At the bottom of the deck, before we get by it, it says balance. And it says, I bring a state of perfect harmony into my world, and I do so without judgment. So back to this emotionally decisive masculine energy, I do feel that nitpicking vibe. Although some will associate that with more feminine energy, it is not, in my opinion. It feels more masculine. It feels critical. That critical side of Cancer that comes out when Cancers are not comfortable. And I feel like the reason why this is happening is because you're not as financially stable as you'd like to be. And it has your focus now on building wealth versus being emotional in your relationship, or being emotionally nurturing in your relationship. And I feel that that is what brought you together. So this is for the Cancers that entered a relationship this year. For the ones that are leaving, you're chasing the bag. And for that, I feel like you were in a relationship with someone you found to be complacent. What emotion is Cancer coming out of romantically? What emotion is Cancer coming out of romantically? Let me know if you care to see the shuffling. It's kind of awkward to shuffle in this manner, but yeah, let me know. What emotion is Cancer coming out of romantically? Yep, this back to that stoic. It's like this stoic emotional vibe. It feels so interesting because I'm feeling emotions on the inside, but the coming, like there's a sense of guarding. It doesn't feel very vulnerable. Like things are happening inside, but it's like not allowing it to be seen. And that's how I feel with how these cards are not coming out. See, and it comes out face down. I feel like you're private at this time. Scorpio had a similar experience, so you might be in a relationship with a Scorpio. And it's funny, I saw this at the bottom of the deck at a point when I was shuffling, and I felt that this was the card. So to see it come out, it says forgiveness. I acknowledge that hoarding resentment blocks the flow of love. There it is. There it is. Resentment on both ends. So here we have a person, Cancer, this is you, who is feeling like money should be the focus in your relationship because maybe you're not feeling as stable as you want to be. And because of that, you feel that the other person is not focused on that. This is building resentment in you. The other person, I'm pointing to this as though they're the person, but it feels like this is the relationship that you started. The other person is building resentment. I don't think that they know this, but they're building resentment towards you because they don't feel you to be as nurturing as you were. They don't feel you to be sensitive right now. They feel you to be the opposite, critical, judgmental, and they are not liking it. And I feel like how it's coming out on your end is passive aggressively. So like the little sly comments, they'll roll their eyes, and now it's like it's increasing. Soon they're gonna talk. They're gonna reach out to someone about it. And that is where this feels murky. That's where this feels murky because I can feel it. I can feel it. They're going to reach out to someone and be sensitive and then put themselves in a precarious position to possibly be unfaithful. All right. At the bottom of the deck, after shuffling, just because, I don't know, just felt to do it, it says happiness. I'm aware that being happy means that I am on the right path. So to those that have removed yourself from a situation, that feels like that's for you. This feels like this is for the Cancers that are in a relationship that started a relationship this year. Let's look at the situation. We're going to use an oracle deck, an oracle card for that. Let's move this over. Oh no, not too much. Because you got to see it. What situation is Cancer coming out of romantically? What situation is Cancer? That hit me in the face, literally. Okay, so at the bottom of the deck, it says prosperity lies ahead. This feels like I feel the Cancer that left. I feel like the Cancer that left. And I also feel this for the Cancer that is looking for money. But I feel with this card that money, when you receive the prosperity financially that you're looking for, look at the bigger picture. Yes, there's going to be a moment where it's not going to be what you wanted. Yes, you're going to have that financial stability. And I feel like you think that because you're unstable financially, that is your main problem. But the issue feels like it's how you deal with that pressure of having instability in your material or financial life. Expect powerful change. That powerful change will be a form of prosperity. And this feels like that moment where the Cancer that left. It was like, I can't do this anymore. I can't do this anymore. And the bigger picture was what they had in mind. And if we just keep going for a moment, yep, these all feel linked. This all feels linked to the Cancer that left. What I'm sensing is that you got into this relationship, or you were staying in the relationship because you were looking for comfort, which is totally understandable, especially for a Cancer. But you were feeling the energy or the vibe or the calling to remove yourself because it wasn't in alignment with where you're trying to go. There is something that you were going after. It says, okay, so I didn't say the moon phases. This is a new moon eclipse. So something hidden came out from the dark. I promise we'll get back to this. I'm going to stay on track mentally. Something hidden came out into the light. This is for the Cancer that left. Something hidden is coming out into the light for the Cancer that is frustrated with their partner, and the partner that's frustrated with their Cancer. I feel like this is going to be that moment. Ultimately, prosperity lies ahead for both, but for the one that's looking for money, you're going to receive financial prosperity, and it's not going to be the relief that you thought it's not going to equal the relief you thought it would. And they all say you're. Interesting. So to the Cancer that removed themselves from a relationship, it says you are very close to achieving your goal. It says your hard work is paying off. And your commitment is being tested. This commitment feels like a commitment towards yourself. We have a gibbous moon. We have a new moon in Capricorn. And we have a first quarter moon. And the one that I didn't mention down here is a new moon in Taurus. New moon in Taurus. And full moon in Sagittarius. These are at the bottom of the deck, so I'll put them back. What's amazing to me right now is how so few cards are out and how such a huge message came out with them. All right, let's look into the energy that you're moving into, Cancer. I'm going to keep going. What energy are we moving into? What energy is Cancer moving into romantically? What energy is Cancer moving into romantically? What energy is Cancer? There it is. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Queen of Wands. Ooh. More movement. Okay. Oh, the 10 of Wands. Here it is. Not able to take it anymore. And then the other side is releasing it. So the Cancer that's left something behind, I can feel that there was doubt, there was doubt and a sense of resentment towards the other person. But I can feel that is dissipating because this feels like the relief of all of those burdens and the awakening of a more feminine, active energy within yourself, that more ambitious side of you. And I feel like this is the side of you that has a goal. It feels like you have a quantifiable, specific goal that you're trying to achieve, and this is you moving towards doing that. You doing what's necessary to achieve that. For the Cancers that's in the relationship, this feels like both you and your partner. Things are getting to a place where it's beginning to feel burdensome. I feel this with the financial strain on the Cancer because I feel like you are the one that's taking that responsibility on, and I feel like you're doing it in a way that's not direct, so the other person doesn't know necessarily the capacity that you are frustrated with, or knows the capacity of your frustration. And likewise, on the other side, this person is not letting you know how they feel, but they're also showing it to you in a more passive aggressive way, subtle ways. And I feel that this is this moment. Let's see what emotion you're coming into. What emotion is Cancer moving into? Now this feels like a shared reading between you and your person, Cancer. What emotion this feels like it? Growth. It says, I want to expand my consciousness and my awareness. So again, we have two storylines here with happiness still at the bottom of the deck. So that is the pursuit here. To the Cancer that has moved on, questioned, am I doing the right thing? Blah, 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 blah. You are growing in a way that is obvious to you at this particular time. It's something that you are proud of. you're feeling good about. You're feeling good about. Each one of these wands, each one of these burdens that you were carrying are falling away. And I feel like your responsibility, because this is you caring, K-C-A-R-I-N-G, not carrying. This is you caring about the opinions of others and maintaining all of these things. It just feels like not your burdens. This feels like what you need to focus on. This feels like what you need to focus on. You're going to end up with one, and that's your own business that you want to, not actually a business, but it could be, but it's going to be your own thing that you are focused on. You're focused on yourself. To the other Cancer, it feels like getting into a space where you want to expand, where you want to hear where the other person is coming from and humble yourself in the moment to just hear where they're coming from. Although you're going through what you're going through and experiencing the frustration that you're experiencing, not allowing that to take away from the fact that the other person still has emotions and are still going through things that is frustrating to them, even though they're frustrating you. Moving to a space of growth, moving to a space of expansion, elevation, allowing yourself to see beyond where you are will be helpful for removing the stress and building resentments that, or you already have it. So the blocks of resentment that are currently existing within your relationship. Let's look at the situation you're moving into, Cancer. What situation is Cancer moving into romantically? What situation is Cancer moving into romantically? What situation is Cancer moving into romantically? What situation is Cancer, moving into romantically? It says balance, spirituality, and practicality. A win-win outcome is forecast. Talk about it, Cancer. If you can talk about what you are experiencing to the Cancers within the relationship, it will feel so much better. You will see that this person is not your enemy, and the other person will see that you are not theirs. And there will be a point of understanding, because that is what's lacking right now. And then I also feel the vibe of you just overworking yourself. Give yourself some time to rejuvenate. Time to smile. I feel like you're serious all the time. And here with the Four of Swords at the bottom of the deck, this feels like it's necessary. Patience. I said patience because I saw temperance. But balance. Balance. And all these cards kind of match. But it's not going to be as bad as it seems, you having this discussion. The only thing is, if you can avoid doing that when you're mad. If you can avoid doing that when something frustrates you and now it just comes flying out, it feels like you're going to pop off. Like if you were like the lid popping off of something. If you could just speak to them, like actually plan to have them, like plan it so that you both can be in a space where you can receive each other. I'm going to leave this here, Cancer. This was your January 2021 mid-month love reading. You can look forward to more. I'm excited for February. If you like this video, please give this video a like. If you like this type of content, please subscribe to the channel. And if you feel called to comment down in the comments below, please do so. We care. We want to know how this is dynamically being experienced in a life of a Cancer. Specifically Cancer rising, Cancer moon, Cancer sun, Cancer Venus, and Cancer Jupiter. Mars and Mercury are still there, but I feel like it will be the strongest for those placements. All right, Cancer. Take care. See you in February.